good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, we will.
I don't know if I like that smell or not.
I'm just looking at the clock rotate. That's the second hand on the
All
out.
right, I thought maybe you got a public comment via.
No.
Okay.
Not today, at least.
Okay. All right, good.
And we will call this Lawrence County Commissioner meeting to order.
Must be 10 o'clock.
10
There
o'clock
you
on the dot.
go.
Will all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And all please remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here.
Commissioner Boyd?
Here. I will note we're being live streamed right now. It's being broadcast through our YouTube channel. We're also being recorded internally for our purposes of compiling minutes. And to that end, any individual having business before the board, of which there are so many today, should approach the microphone and speak clearly into it so we pick it up for our internal purposes. Row officer reports and comments. Do we have any representatives, row officers here that have anything to report above and beyond what's already on the agenda?
I think everyone said that.
I agree with that assessment. Public comments. We got 2 for 2. Fiscal and contractual, I thought we had repository properties, but that might be next week.
Right.
I think there are items, the 4 and 5 and 6 repositories, the resolutions.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it did say.
No, I'll tell you what, let's take a motion. In that case, we can amend the agenda through motion. It's de minimis action. We'll take a motion to move what would be items 4, 5, and 6 on the new resolution section to the
Repository.
for the repository property section. Do we have that motion to amend the agenda?
So moved.
I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That's what I thought we had in there.
Yeah.
Let's pull these out real fast.
There's this cover sheet as well, before the first one.
Gotcha. Thank you. Chris, I
Yes.
forget whether or not we do individual resolutions as part of the main
Yes.
resolution package.
There
Okay.
are.
So in other words, they're not, because numerically, it's gonna be in line with what our traditional resolutions are.
Okay, so just start with the next, yeah.
No, I know,
believe
no,
so.
that's-
Yeah, because she has separate resolutions in here.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what we'll do, and we could always
Okay.
make some necessary amendments if we need to.
Yep.
Okay. All right, 110 for Mr. Jeremy McGee. And this is authorizing a bid on location for $501 on property on Oakwood Avenue with parcel ID 34-210700. This is in Union Township. And it looks like the supervisors have signed off. I'm not seeing anything from the school board, which means I'm assuming the school board just didn't act on it.
Union Area School District did not return their requests.
Beautiful.
Which I'm assuming is applicable to all 3 of these.
Yep, there you go. See, my literacy level is about a second grade level. So that's one of the big reasons why we have Dana Loretta here to backstop it. Any questions, comments on this one?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve Mr. McGee's bid for $501.
So moved.
Second.
A motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, we have 111 for Mr. Charles R. Brown III, placing a bid of $500 on a property located at Wilson Road, parcel ID 34-075000. And again, this was approved by the Union Township Supervisors, and the school district did not return the request. request. Do we have a motion to approve 111?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We next have resolution 2022-112, authorizing the same individual, Mr. Charles R. Brown III, to place a bid of $500 for a property located on Wilson Road, parcel ID number 34-075200, and Union Township Supervisors approved, school district did not return. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. That takes care of repositories. We have, if we have an advertisement for a bid, which we do. For discussion possible approval of request for bids for the sale of Quaker Falls. So I'll take a motion to amend the agenda again to move that to that section.
Yes.
Dan, you second.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you, I didn't hear you. You made the
So
motion,
moved.
I
did.
apologize, yes.
No, that's
And a
fine.
second, excuse me.
We got
Second.
a second to move
Number 3.
number 3 to advertise for bids or proposals. And this is relating to the Quaker Falls foresting project. Find it here. Now, there we go. And the confusion here, at least on this board in the past, we haven't really ever formally made a motion to advertise, I don't
Right.
believe. At Jason's request, we're gonna start doing that, just to make sure we're crossing the legal Ts and dotting the legal Is. But this specific resolution, which would be 113, is, I'll just read it. Whereas the scope of work consists of terrain that is, resolution by the Board of Commissioners of Lawrence County issue a request for bids for the sale of timber, on selected timber on portion of Quaker Falls Park. Whereas selected timber is situated north of US Route 422, control numbers, I'm not gonna read those, in Mahoney Township, approximately 15 acres and 37,775 board feet. I'm assuming the foresters out there know what that means.
Correct.
Scope of work consists of terrain that is rolling with short, steep slopes. Access to the property is gained by US Route 224. Minor road work is needed to remove the selected timber consisting of opening existing skid trails and adding one load of stone to the existing haul road. The existing gravel driveway will be maintained in the condition it is now throughout the harvest. 139 saw timber trees have been selected for cutting with blue paint at eye level and below the stump. 50 call trees have been selected with blue X and must be felled. One tree has been marked with a G and shall be double chainsaw girdled and left standing for wildlife. Harvest boundaries are marked with a blue 2-stripe and property lines are marked with orange flags and orange 3-stripe on trees not for cutting. And now if we resolve the county advertise and issue a request for bids for the timber sale of selected timber on portion of Quaker Falls Park. I'm gonna say right now, I'm very glad that we hired that individual to do a forestry plan. I have no idea what any of that means.
No.
But based on
No.
the comprehensive report that our
Correct.
forester provided to us, I'm very confident that the scope of work for the felling of these trees and the girdling of them where necessary
Yes.
is, yeah, what the hell? I mean, I'm very confident that it's been very, very carefully put together for us.
I would agree.
Any
I would agree.
questions, comments on that?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve the advertising for that timber sale at 113.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll also note, this is one of those nice bids that it's actually revenue to the county, it's just how much revenue we're gonna have to
Yes.
provide the forester. So there's not gonna be any cost, in fact, it's be a revenue generator. We do have a motion and a second. And Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Very good.
We have no receipts of bids or proposals, and now we're on this through fiscal contractual portion. We do have 2 warrant registers dated May 31, 2022 and June 2nd, 2022. I'll get my colleagues in a minute to check those over and take a motion to accept the file for warrant registers or not.
So moved.
I'm almost with you.
Mhm.
Take that.
Second.
Motion is second, is there any further discussion, hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Up next, minutes from Tuesday, May 31st, again, I'll get my colleagues to check those over and take a motion to make any changes. Did we already do that? Okay, make any changes necessary in speaking. Oh, wait, general public comments. Let's just put carry on. Oh, wait, that was her comment, yeah. Did Carrie speak at the May 31 meeting?
Our most recent one,
We spoke at election board
she's
Last
spoken
time.
to election board.
on the 30th.
Yeah, so we don't need that in the general public comment because she didn't comment.
I thought she
It
asked
was-
us
To correct,
to correct the minutes to reflect her comments
Right.
relative to election policy. So I think
But she wasn't at the meeting.
she was not at this meeting, but I think at the election board meeting, she asked that the minutes be corrected.
All right, I'll believe it.
But we've had so many meetings recently, I'm losing track of the
Right.
sequence.
right,
I don't believe she was at your commissioner meeting on the
Because the change in the
31st.
minutes, it would be an amendment to the minutes, it wouldn't be in the general public comment. I think we take it out, because there wasn't public comment.
do we have to then reflect what she said or should we have
Well, if you made public
the
comment,
minutes,
if she made public comment at an election board meeting or another one,
it would go there?
yeah.
Well, it references the May 24 meeting, which I believe she did attend, which would have been a week prior to this
Oh, I
meeting.
see, okay,
But again, we've had a couple of election board meetings that she attended, so I'm a little confused as to,
Let's just take them out, because again, it wasn't public comment, I'd rather keep that section just for public comment.
Yeah.
And if she brings something up, we can address it then.
can we check, and I agree,
right,
but can we check the May 24 minutes,
and see if that's when she
see if
spoke,
we did,
if we did something wrong
Yeah,
there, okay,
and if necessary,
Yes.
if we didn't say in the May 24 minutes that her comments were relative to election policy, then perhaps we would have to amend those at a later date.
Yeah, that would be.
right,
Okay.
to correct it,
Okay.
yes, okay.
All right,
So we will remove it here.
strike that from that.
Could we ask Chris or Vanessa or Joe to double check the May 24
Sure.
minutes? All right, thank you.
Other than that, does anybody still in motion?
We did not yet.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion is second, any further discussion, hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Two written communications today, one is for the replacement of in Bessemer Borough, the Hickory Run Bridge Replacement Project. Just reads, the Department of Transportation, PennDOT is planning a bridge replacement project for SR 3001, which is South Main Street, for a structure that carries, Hickory Run in Bessemer Borough. Purpose of this notice is to inform you PennDOT's intent to submit an application to the DEP. Isn't it interesting that PennDOT has to submit a permit application to the DEP for work along State Route 3001 as identified in the proposed location map? And then the second is notification that tonight, and in the following days, actually, they will be conducting the radiological emergency preparedness exercise with the Beaver Valley Power Station located in Shippingport in Beaver County. Exercise will be conducted in several phases and evaluated by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. These federal required exercises are conducted every 2 years, which last occurred on March 25, 2021. So I'll take a motion to accept and file correspondence.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any staff reports or that are above and beyond what's already on the agenda? Seeing none, commissioner reports and comments. Dan, you're on deck.
The only thing I'll note, because we're going to be taking action here in a few moments relative to the Northwest Commission. I'm pleased that, I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but I'm pleased that Tom McKinley has expressed a willingness to continue to serve as the private sector representative to the commission. The commission met last Friday in Franklin, Venango County. Mr. McKinley participated by Zoom, as did some of the other folks. And the commission itself, the commission board, ratified his reappointment. It's a little, they probably should have done it after we did the appointment, but it's a good indication that they would like for Tom to continue to serve, so, which I'm happy he's willing to do. Those are my only comments, Commissioner. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Laura?
I'll just add that working with him in different capacities, he is so well versed and knowledgeable in different areas that he definitely is a positive addition and a continuation of being on the board. Just a great guy. I've just recently, with being elected, had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, and he's one of those people that are a plethora of knowledge in so many different arenas. So yes.
That's it.
All right, other thing I'll note is that Beaver Valley Power Station exercise. I reached out to Director of Public Safety, Chad Strobel. Any members of the press wishing to witness that are welcome to head up. The exercise itself will start at 5. Chad asked that if there is press that is interested in attending that, they head up at 4:30, just because they're going to be pretty engulfed in the exercise. But they're welcome to, either Debbie, Nick, or anybody else is welcome to head up to the LUC to watch that take place. And if you don't want to watch that take place, but you want to do a follow-up afterwards, again, after the exercise concludes,
Yes.
Chad is more than willing and happy to sit down and chat with you about how the exercise went.
Excellent.
Public safety building on County Line Road in Hickory Township.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, moving on, we have first on deck, well, I guess technically first on deck in the resolution section. Chris, what's the number? 114?
Yes, it is, yes, 114.
114, reappointing Tom McKinley to the Northwest Commission. I'll note that I'm going to vote no on this, as I traditionally do. I'm in accordance with my campaign promise to not vote for anybody that served more than 2 terms or 8 years, whichever is pertinent to the specific appointment. Tom is a phenomenal guy. I have lunch with him probably once a quarter, and he definitely is an asset. I just have to fulfill the promises that I made. But on that note, I'll take a motion to approve 114.
So moved.
Second. We have motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes?
Commissioner Boyd?
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Maybe if you don't mind, if our friends from the media are watching, you need to know that where Mr. McKinley resides, he resides in Wilmington Township. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. 115. This relates to the opening of the bids that we had last week relating to our courtyard lighting project. Slowly plugging along. And this is probably the last thing we're going to do in terms of that courtyard, with the exception of,
Beautification somehow.
some flowers.
Minor, right, correct.
So Blackhawk Neff was the low bidder on this one. And the contract amount is $83,681. Again, we have budgeted in there $100,000, so we're coming in under budget. And I'll note that the scope of this project has changed significantly since this board came online. And the total project cost is well below what was initially planned for that courtyard. All we really did was demolish the existing concrete structures, put in a couple sidewalks, put in some grass, and now we're putting in some lighting, which is largely a safety feature more so than anything.
Right.
Any questions, comments on the lighting project?
No.
Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve 115.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Up next, 116, simple budget amendment for the STOP grant, which is a domestic violence grant, prevention grant received by the district attorney's office. They just received some revenue reimbursement for some travel expenses from that grant, so this allows that revenue reimbursement to be accounted for in the budget. Questions on that? Take a motion to approve 116.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 117, this was an error on my end last week. There were $259 additionally needed to do Jen Nicholson's security upgrades. I just read the purchase order wrong, so we have to add that money to the fund in order for that purchase order to be approved. So we're just taking it from our capital expenditures contingency and adding it to Nicholson and other improvements. Any questions on that?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And this last one, 118, is our retirement fund. We just received the actual figures from the controller's office, came in under what we expected it to be in terms of what the county contribution is. So we're moving the excess dollar figure, which is $125,000 to commissioner contingency. And then additionally, we're still working with Mike Sad in terms of COVID-19
Yes.
sanitation protocols. So we need to fund that account a little bit more. I had anticipated and hoped that would be done by May. It is not. We're still utilizing those services as the need arises. We've been less frequently recently, but the need still arises.
Right.
So we're transferring from commissioner's contingency $10,000 to maintenance COVID-19 expense. So we're able to pay Mr. Sad. Any questions, comments on that?
No.
All right, I will take a motion for 118.
So moved.
Second. The motion is second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have no orders on the table for introduction or final action. Next commissioners meeting will be on Tuesday, June 14th, 2022 at 10 a.m. in this room. And there will be a prison board meeting on Wednesday, June 15th, 2022 at noon in this room. Am I missing anything?
We're closed on June 20.
Yes.
Yes.
And we will be open, on June 14th.
Exactly. Which
Yes.
is Flag Day,
Flag
but
Day.
we've switched.
All right, any other business to be brought before the board? Dan?
No, sir.
Loretta?
No.
Joe? Chris?
No.
Great. Public comments? Seeing none, I will adjourn Lawrence County Board of Commissioners.
Excellent.
You're going to converse with the lady from Attorney's office.
Yeah.
Jesse, thank you for appreciate you taking the time to do that.